Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Diary of an Army Girlfriend video. I know I'm always asking you guys for topics and ideas and suggestions, and I've actually been keeping a giant folder of them on my laptop, like I just screenshot your questions. And for today's video I picked 3 topics that I get asked all the time for my ideas and my tips and my thoughts on, so let's just get right into it because I know with especially one of these, I'm gonna be rambling forever, so I hope you're comfortable. I hope you have a snack or something, because I'm assuming this is going to be a really long video. So let's get into it. So the first topic that I get asked all the time in different variations, the question is basically, will the drill sergeants read my letters? Will they read my love notes? Will they read the fact that I'm professing my undying love for him? And the short answer is no. No, they won't. I feel like I've answered this already in a previous video, but I still get asked this quite often, so maybe I didn't and I've just answered it like via text over and over again. But think about it. Drill sergeants are in charge of dozens, if not hundreds of soldiers on a daily basis. Their job is to train them. They are also still people. Do you think that they really want to sit there and read hundreds of letters? Do you want to sit there and read hundreds of letters that are not addressed to you about things that don't matter to you as a person? No. Why would the drill sergeants do that? Why would that be their job, to sit there and read through handwriting that they probably can't even read, covered in kisses and mushy love notes? Like, they don't want to read that. They don't have time to read that. They're too busy training them in basic. They do not have the time to be reading every single one of their love notes and their parents' letters to them and their friends. Like, they don't care. I promise you, the only reason that they would maybe read a letter that you wrote to your soldier is if your soldier in training, like, left it out somewhere and they were gonna get smoked anyway. To embarrass them, they might grab it and be like, oh, look what this guy's little girlfriend back home wrote to him. Look how much she loves him. Haha, let's make fun of him. That did not happen to my boyfriend, but I do know that that can happen. And you know, maybe they'll learn not to leave their stuff lying around so that they don't get embarrassed. The next topic that I wanted to talk about, I think I copy-pasted this directly from somebody specifically, but I didn't write down their name. Their question said, how do I make the time apart go by more quickly? I've been a little disappointed he can't text or call me as much as I anticipated because he's just so busy. So that's kind of like 2 topics in one. To answer the first part of how to make time go by more quickly, get busy, girl. Do things. Go get a job, go delve into your schoolwork, hang out with your friends, go to the gym, get some new hobbies, or maybe do hobbies you already had. Like if you love to paint things. Just do things, further yourself, better yourself while he is away. Someone is going to crash their car outside. I don't even know what my last sentence was because it sounded like they were gonna come flying through my window, and that's impossible because there's no street right here. There's a house. Anyway, don't just sit around waiting. Live your life. If you're just sitting around counting the days, the hours, the minutes until you see them again, of course time is going to drag. Don't do that to yourself. Live your life. He's living his. He's busy working. He's doing things. Why are you sitting around doing nothing? I'm a firm believer in furthering your career while they chase their career. I don't think that you should have to give up what you want to do with your life just because they're doing what they want to do with their life. If you're still young, go to college, get a degree in something that you want to do. School takes up a lot of time. I know, I've been there, I did that. I'm very happy that I'm done with that because, whew, it is a time suck. But at the same time, that's a really good thing. It takes up so much time, you won't have time to miss them. If you don't want to go to school or you already have your degree, get a job. That takes up a lot of time. Going to work is definitely a thing that takes up time. And I know it's hard not being able to talk to them all day, but they are in the military, and even if they were in a different kind of career path, if they're doing their job well, they shouldn't really have time to be texting and talking on the phone all day anyway. I'll be honest, there are some days where I won't hear from my boyfriend like all day, and on the inside, I'm a little bit like, hey, make time for me. Just text me like good night or something, just hello. But then again, I have physically, with my own eyeballs, seen him come home after a long day and just faceplant onto the bed, like didn't even change into pajamas, just puh! If he's that tired, he's not ignoring you on purpose. I am sure that he is sorry that he did not have it in him to like call you that night, but sometimes you're just tired. There have been days where I'm just like, I'm gonna disconnect from the world and pass out for 15 hours straight on the weekend. They're human and they are tired humans. But then again, if you feel like he's not making any effort to try to communicate with you, you need to communicate that to him, that you're lacking in communication. And if you're long distance, communication is so crucial. Communicating to him that you feel like he's not communicating enough is a step in the right direction towards better communication. Can I say the word communicate any more times in this video. Probably. And the final topic that I wanted to talk about in this video is something that I get asked so often, and it's how do I find on-post hotels? How do I book a car rental? How do I travel? When do I travel? How? Do I stay on post? Do I do this? Help me please, this is my first time or this is my 8th time and I still don't know what I'm doing. Relax. Relax, relax, relax. Oh my god, my arms are so sore. I did a crazy workout yesterday. Okay, no more crazy hand gestures. But basically, oh my god, help me, I don't know how to do this. Calm down. I'm here to help with the little bit of knowledge that I do have about traveling. I promise you, it is not as complicated as you are making it seem inside your head. I promise, it's not that bad. If you want to stay in an on-post hotel and don't know where to start, you can check out ihg.com. I think that stands for Intercontinental Hotel Group or something like that. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure all Army posts, their hotels are through IHG. Before you book an on-post hotel, I would double check to make sure that you don't need to be like an active military member, a veteran, or like a dependent to be staying in that hotel. I personally have never had a problem as just a girlfriend, but I'm pretty sure one of the posts that I stayed at, I think they changed the rules there after I stayed there. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll tell you like right on the website like, hey, you can't stay here if you're just a civilian, but double check. In saying that, you don't have to stay on post when you go visit. There are always plenty of hotel rooms around the Army post for just about the same amount of money, and you don't have to deal with potentially not being allowed to stay there. Then again, I'm not sure. Maybe everyone can stay there. I don't remember. Expedia is your best friend when booking your travel, or like Travelocity or Orbitz or whatever, but I personally use Expedia, and this year I became a gold member on Expedia with the amount of travel that I've done to go visit my boyfriend. I don't even know what becoming gold means, but I'm pretty sure there's some sort of perks and great things that I get now, but I don't know, it happened. When booking hotels, I don't bother getting like the most expensive and most fancy hotel room, because honestly, I just need somewhere where I can take a shower and sleep at night. I don't need all the bells and whistles. Sometimes I check to see if like the hotel room has a small little hotel gym or something, so that if I want to get a workout in, I can, but I don't need like a 5-star hotel if I'm just staying to visit my boyfriend. Maybe you do, but I don't. The only thing that I do advise is checking on like TripAdvisor to make sure that the hotel room isn't like super sketchy or disgusting and run down. Then again, maybe you don't care, but I personally would rather spend $50 per night than $30 per night and not run the risk of having rats crawl all over me. Okay, car rentals. First of all, make sure that you are of the age that you are allowed to rent a car in the state that you will be visiting. I'm pretty sure it's 21 plus in all states, but if you are under 25, they do charge you this stupid renter's extra underage driver fee, and I hate it because it basically doubles the price of your car rental just because you're not 25. The car rental brand that I usually choose is Hertz, because even with their underage driver fee, I think it's so much lower than other companies that it ends up costing less than any of the other brands, if that makes sense. Like say a car rental from Enterprise is $30 and then from Hertz it's $40, but the Enterprise underage fee is an additional $30, but with Hertz it's an additional $20. So this ends up being $50 and this ends up being $60 and Hertz became cheaper. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. If you do not have to deal with the underage driver fee, then this doesn't apply to you. Just choose whoever's the cheapest, honestly, they're all the same. If you can't afford it or you don't want to rent a car, there are usually taxi services you can take to the post, or like sometimes I think there's a bus shuttle thing that takes you from the airport to the Army post. I would just do some research and see what's available at that airport to that post. Or even better, if you're past like basic graduation and your guy has a car where he's living, then he can just come pick you up at the airport and save all of the money and the hassle of car rentals, because that is definitely the best option. Just having a car to drive, that's the best. But if you don't have that, there are usually plenty of options to choose to get from the airport to the post. Also with car rentals, when you're actually picking up the car, don't let them scam you into getting all of the bells and whistles that they try to sell you when you're actually getting the keys. My first time that I rented a car, I did get nervous and stressed out, and I ended up agreeing to something that I did not need, and it ended up costing me like an extra $30 a day. I don't remember what the fee was, but I didn't need it. Honestly, if you have a license and a car back home, you're probably on your own car insurance. You don't need their insurance. Your answers to all of their like, do you want this and that and this and that, should all be no. Especially like the gas. You can fill up your own car tank, like the exit before you get to the airport, and save so much money compared to how much they're going to charge you to fill it up if they do it themselves. Your answer should be no, 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 no. Do you have a nicer car that won't cost me too much more money if you really want to be flashy? No, no, no. Thank you, have a good day. And you take the keys, and you go drive your car, and you do not say yes to all their bells and whistles. Do not need them. I can almost guarantee that. As for booking flights, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same as booking a flight to anywhere else. I just look around for the cheapest flights. Sometimes it's cheaper to do a connecting flight. Sometimes it's cheaper to fly into the airport 2 hours away instead of 30 minutes away. I try to book my flights about 6 weeks in advance, but I always get the travel insurance just in case like my plans change. It's cheaper to pay like the $20 extra for the traveler's insurance than having to cancel and then rebook and then paying for tickets, because usually with the traveler's insurance you either get like a free change or just pay the difference type of deal. So especially with the Army, you probably get the traveler's insurance. I'm always keeping my eye on flight prices just to see what the general range is and when it's the best time to book flights. I also have this app on my phone, Hopper I'm pretty sure it's called, and you can like input the airport you want to leave out of, the airport you want to fly to, the days you want to travel, and you can watch that flight and it'll like give you like this calendar of the best days for you to buy tickets and which days are the best to travel on. And I think it's a really useful app. They don't know who I am. That's the app that I use on my phone for this. As for when to visit your soldier, if they're more than like an hour or 2 drive away from you, I would suggest trying to visit when they have a long 3 or 4 day weekend. It gives you time to get there, spend more time than like a day and a half with them, time to get back home. I mean, you can obviously go visit him whenever you want, but if it's a working Tuesday, then you're not going to see him while he's working. If you have a job, try to plan a day off when you know that they should have a day off as well. If you're in school, I would suggest not cutting class just to go visit them. You are getting an education and that is, you know, quite important. I wouldn't recommend skipping classes just to go visit your man, but who am I to tell you what to do? You're going to have to be the one who reschedules around the military's time, because he can't just be like, oh, I don't want to work today, I'm gonna call in sick. Doesn't really work like that with the military, so you're going to be the one who has to be kind of flexible with your time and your schedule. And finally, for getting on post, again, relax. You guys, when you like leave me these comments of, oh my god, how do I get on post? I'm reading it like you guys are running around with chickens with your heads cut off. Calm down. It is not that stressful. I feel like I'm yelling at you, but you need to be told this, just relax. Every post that I have gone to, there is always a visitor center right by the front gate, and you just go pull up in there, park your car, go into the visitor center, you fill out like a piece of paper with all your information, you hand them your ID, they do a quick background check, make sure that you're not like a criminal or something, and then they give you some form of a visitor pass. Sometimes they'll give you like an ID card, sometimes they'll give you a piece of paper, and it'll tell you how long you're allowed to be using the visitor pass for, like a week or a month or whatever. Sometimes they ask who you're there to visit and like what company they're in or whatever. The whole process should take like 5 minutes. There was one time that it took like half an hour, but the guy that was issuing me my visitor pass really didn't want to give it to me. He thought I was some sort of Russian immigrant or Russian spy or something, and he ran my background check like multiple times and didn't believe that my ID picture was me and that that was really who I was. And then he started asking me where I'm from, and I said I'm from New York, and he's like, no, where are you from? This is a totally unrelated story, and he wasn't even a guy in the military, so it's whatever. Just that was a fun time, wasted half an hour of my time. Just sometimes it can take a little bit longer to get on post than it should. Normally, it'll take you like 5 minutes, they'll give you your visitor pass, you go back out to the front gate, you show them your ID and your visitor pass, and you're good to go. If you are traveling in the car with your soldier already, then you don't even need the visitor pass. You just give your ID to the person and they check, and then you're good to go. It is not that stressful. Calm down. You don't need to like print something out off the internet and like fax it to them, because they're not going to see that fax. You don't need to email it to them. You don't need to like send in physical mail 3 weeks in advance. Don't worry about it. You just show up, go to the visitor center. It's nice and simple, I promise. I feel like I've been talking for 3 hours now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this Diary of an Army Girlfriend video, make sure you leave it a nice big thumbs up for me. If you would like to keep up with me on all of my social media platforms, I'll have links to them all in the description box down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you totally should. I post new videos every Tuesday and Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!